Hello, hello, hello. Are we back?
Yeah, we're recording again. Hey,
Check,
that
check,
was
check.
weird.
3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. That was
That
that
was
was weird.
that was weird. It
Fucking
just,
Skype.
damn it, the feds were like, nope,
Nope.
don't
All
want to
right,
hear you
let's
anymore.
I don't know where we left off, so let's just get back to this. 40% of voters in both parties favor abolishing the checks and balances built into the federal government and handling essential full control of the president. 46% of Biden voters at least somewhat agree, 22% strongly with the statement, quote, "It would be better for America if whoever is president could take the needed actions without being constrained by Congress or the courts." 44% of Trump voters in at least somewhat agreed, 19% strongly. Still, Trump and Biden voters agreed that democracy was preferable to any other governing system. At least 80% of them did. Trump and Biden voters, 6 and 10, that is 60%, also agreed with the idea that America is not a representative democracy, but more a system that is run and rigged for the benefit of the wealthy.
Oh,
they got that right?
gosh, is it?
Yes.
You've noticed. Congratulations.
Yes. Gone are the days of friendship between the parties, according to the poll. Over 75% of voters on both sides agreed with the statement, quote, "I believe that Americans who strongly support the opposing party have become a clear and present danger to the American way of life." 75% of Biden voters at least somewhat agreed with the statement, as did 78% of Trump supporters.
Well, you know what's funny is, speaking of the American way of life, I had this conversation the other night where I pointed out, I said, I obviously I grew up in a country that is not the United States, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've lived a lot of countries for various periods of time, lived in a lot of countries that are not the US. And I point out, like, you need to understand that if you live in the United States, your way of life is so different than the entire remainder of the world's that you can't even fathom as an American citizen what the rest of the world looks like. And not even just America, really. America, Canada, Australia, although Australia's starting to kind of making a turn. But you guys are so rich, you don't actually understand what the rest of the world lives like.
The poverty line in the United States is higher than what 50% of the world's income is, or something like that.
Yeah, the homeless in the United States still make enough. If they're on disability, for instance, they still make enough money that they are in the top 1% of wealth in the entire world.
Yes.
Most people cannot even begin to fathom the amount of money you have. Even if you make $10 an hour, you make more than the vast majority of humanity on planet Earth. Poor for me in Ireland was poor in a way that people in the United States cannot begin to process. We had a roof over our head, but food was not something that we got very often. Poor people in the US, you have big screen TVs. Poor people have gaming systems. Poor people have regular food. Poor people have all these things. And the majority of the world, that ain't the case, man. When I grew up, like, I grew up going to some of my neighbors' houses periodically so that I could eat. Right? Because they had food and I didn't, and they were willing to share. Like, that's how I grew up. So you don't understand what poor is here.
Yeah, the American way of life is vastly different than what the idea of it is.
And it's because you're a superpower. You're the last remaining superpower.
Not only a super, the superpower.
Yeah, the last one.
I'll make that argument. The United States is the superpower. Like,
yeah.
there was an article the other day about the Biden released the number of nuclear weapons in the United States. Right. They said it was in the neighborhood of like 3,200 nuclear weapons in the United States. I'm saying that's hyperbole. That's high, because 3,200 nuclear weapons.
Yeah, it seems hyperbolic. It's
that's high. But even even 300. Think about the force of a nuclear weapon. Having 300 nukes ready to go is a fucking hell of a deterrent.
Well, yeah, I mean, imagine living in a lot of the countries that I've spent a significant amount of time in. They actually need to consider, how will this bordering country consider my actions? How will this bordering country consider my actions? How will this affect these people? How will it affect the United States doesn't have to care. I mean, when in 2003, when we were going to go into Iraq and France opposed it vehemently, the biggest impact of that was that people tried to rename French toast and French fries Freedom Toast and Freedom Fries. You want to talk about a luxury that no one else in the world has but the United States.
Yeah. All right.
You can turn it into a joke. This is the American way of life. This is just unending wealth and unending power.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good one for you. Meanwhile, 56% of Biden voters at least somewhat agreed with the statement. There's no real difference between Republicans and fascists. 76% of Trump voters agreed with the statement. There's no real difference between Democrats and socialists,
which are also fascists.
Yes.
It's a case I made on episode 98 of the Status Quo. If you want to go look it up, Weimar America, still his most listened to episode, and keeps getting more prescient every fucking day, which makes me very upset.
Yes. In June, a survey found that a whopping 2/3 of Republicans in the South favored secession, while nearly half of the Democrats in the Pacific region and 40% in the Northeast felt the same. Support for secession is also considerable among independents in the Midwest and the Great Lakes, where 43% say they would favor breaking away and forming their own country.
I would love for the, I've been pushing forever for the autonomous zone of the North Woods.
Yes.
I would like for this, the Northern Great Lakes regions, right? Like where I live, to just simply be our own thing. Fuck everybody else. Now, granted, not including Minneapolis and St. Paul, because fuck them.
Fuck them.
But
the liberals can have it. Liberals can have it.
Yeah, you guys have that. I don't want it. But you give me the you give me the rest of the area. You give me the Upper Peninsula. You give me northern Michigan. You give me northern Wisconsin, all the way down to probably 110, Highway 110. And you give me a chunk of Minnesota wrapping around that. And you know what? We'll be just fine without anybody else. We got all of our own natural resources. We don't need anybody else. We're just fine without you guys. And we have our own politics that are separate from the people in the south part of the state.
Well, yeah,
and in Milwaukee. And we
talked about it on the secession episode, 2-3 episodes ago. Superior. That was one of the states that the state partitionist movement was to create the state of Superior, which was Wisconsin. It was the UP, something like that, right?
Yeah, and it's because we are different than the big cities. We don't see things the same way they do. We have different needs. We have different economy. We have everything is different here than it is there.
The same here with Jefferson, with Northern California, Southern Oregon. They're not the same. They're not the same as LA. They shouldn't be governed the same as LA. Yeah. The culture is different. The attitudes are different. The people are different. The way of making a living is different. The bioregion is entirely different. I mean, let those people govern themselves.
Yeah.
No.
It's just leave them to their own devices.
Let Jefferson have high flush or high yield showerheads.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's let Wisconsin do its own thing. And northern Wisconsin, I mean, that's the other thing too, is like, it's hilarious because northern Wisconsin, so much of Wisconsin is very pro marijuana, and a lot of people don't realize Wisconsin is an island of no marijuana, no legal marijuana. Minnesota has it, Iowa, Illinois, Michigan, Canada, all the way around us. Iowa doesn't have recreational, but it does have medical. Wisconsin does not even have medical. We're the last little island there. Yep. And we're there like that because of primarily the police unions in Milwaukee and Madison and Fond du Lac and the populated places that
need to change
want
that plate. Need to change the state name to Wisconsin.
Right? And ironically, our current tyrant in chief, Tony the Tyrant, he tyranny, it's great.
I got one for you after that. Yeah.
Yeah, but he ran partially on that he was going to push for that. You know how much he's done since he got elected to push for that? What? Nada. Zilch, zero.
I got a one-upper for you on my governor here, Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom yesterday or day before yesterday vetoed a bill that was passed by the House and the state. State of California, you can shit on the sidewalk. You can go to some government buildings and exchange your needle for a new needle, the needle exchange programs for your drugs. But Newsom vetoed a bill that would have eliminated jaywalking fines for crossing the street not in a crosswalk when no cars were present.
Who fucking cares if there's no car coming?
Not if there's cars present, but if there's no cars present in the state of California, it is a $250 fine for crossing the street outside of a crosswalk. When no cars are present.
And the ridiculous thing is, like, where I live, people will walk down the street. There are two sidewalks. There's a sidewalk on each side of the street. Perfectly serviceable chunks of concrete. They will still walk down the middle of the road because people are fucking retarded. And
yeah, we call them tweakers here.
Oh, they're not even these are like suburbanites who have decided that nope, this is mine. I will constantly, and they will realize generally with my truck that I'm not in fact going to slow down or swerve just before I get to them and then move out of the way. Eventually I'm going to run one of them down. And I'm not going to even lose sleep over it. But
you probably won't even feel it. I've seen your truck.
Yeah, it's not gonna. It's gonna, thunk. Oh, what was that?
I must hit the rumble strip.
Yeah, my truck's tall enough that if it hits you, the average human being in the United States, it's gonna hit you in the head with its front bumper. That's how tall it is. But I have people that walk down the center of the street for no apparent reason. But if there's no car coming, who the hell cares? If they want to walk across the street and there's no car coming, who the hell cares? And even if there's a car coming, just move out of the way, man. Just don't be dumb.
Yeah.
And everything's good.
At that point in time, it's a Darwin. It's a Darwin.
Yeah. If you stand there,
if you're crossing the street and you see a car coming and you stand there and get hit by the car, it's a Darwin. Here's your reward.
Yeah. You deserve your bloodline to end. For the good of humanity. But that's the problem is that we have too many human beings and too few saber-toothed tigers at this point. We're not allowing Darwinism to work and to eliminate the weaker bloodlines and the dumber people. But like that whole idea, if there's no car coming, who the fuck cares? If you cross the street in the middle of the street, there are no cars.
No, it's a $250 fine.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Jesus.
You're free, America. Don't worry. You're free. You're totally free.
If they tried to institute that here, especially downtown, because like 3rd Street.
Because all the college kids?
Well, it's not even just all the college kids who are lemmings, as it is. But they're fucking lemmings. But it's on top of that. Bad. It's just wow. But on top of that, like 3rd Street and La Crosse is the second most bars on a single street in the world. We have La Crosse holds the world record for most bars per capita for a city in the entire world. We are obscene number of bars, and it's all downtown. When you hit bar times like 2 a.m., it is a sea of drunk people.
Yeah.
Who just flow across the street, and cars just adapt to that, right? If you're going to drive down there, it's coming. So you you need to stop and you need to sit there and you need to wait for people, and everybody just kind of works together and fuck the law. Everybody just works together and, okay, well, I don't want to hurt you and I don't want my car to get dented. And so we're just going to wait a little bit and people will filter out of your way and you'll move through, right? Like that's how it works. This law is trying to artificially impede that. If you try to institute that here, you would be talking about $1 billion a year in fines.
That's what it is. It's eliminating the natural anarchy and creating a forced system that doesn't work for either party.
Well, exactly.
It's against natural law. It makes no sense.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Everybody can just work together, man. You see it every day. Anarchy is around you every single day. Where people just figure out how to interact with each other and just do things. You don't need the law to tell you. With La Crosse in particular, the city that I live in, we're known for our lack of controlled intersections. We have, alongside all of our bars, we're known for a lack of controlled intersections. We have an enormous amount of uncontrolled intersections. The majority of intersections of even major roads do not have controls. They simply intersect each other.
Signs, roundabouts, lights, etc.
Yeah, they don't have any of that. It's just, hey, slow down. If somebody's getting to it first and they're going through, you wait for them and then you continue on. That's what it is. And we don't have a ridiculous number of accidents because everybody just adapts to that and expects, I need to slow down when I come up to this intersection because somebody might be a fucking retard and barrel through it. And you just expect that, and somebody will just go, and then the other person goes, you don't need...
that's the self-survival instinct that comes with natural, with the natural instincts. Like you're not going to blow through those intersections and take the chance of someone else hitting you, right?
Yeah.
So naturally your desire to stay alive says, hey, maybe I should slow down and look around.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happens.
Yeah,
and so where I've gotten.
That's why I'm against seatbelt laws.
Yeah, I've gotten into the most almost accidents with my truck, which is not small. Again, my truck is very large. It's very loud. It's very intimidating. Not even at four-way stops, at yield signs. Yield signs
are pretty bad, but four-way stops here.
Yield signs, because
people don't know how to fucking operate a fucking stop sign.
Oh yeah, we call it the La Crosse stop here, where you get down to about 7 or 8 miles an hour, but you don't dare stop and then just go. Regardless of if there seems to be a car coming or not, you just go. People do that. But it's the controlled intersections where almost all of the accidents happen, not the uncontrolled ones.
It's here we got so two people will come up to a stop sign at the same time, and for whatever reason one person will just stick their hand out the window or wave or whatever and tell the person to go. If they take more than 0.1 second to go after you wave, the person initiating the wave will go, and they'll almost hit each other like 9 times out of 10, and there'll be a honk and a finger and some yelling, and it's just.
But they don't hit each other, do they? They don't hit each other. They don't damage you. 9 times out of 10, there's no property damage. Nope. There's only fuck off and possibly a ruined day, and that's all that happens.
Well, there's shootings here now too.
Well, every so often, but
it's almost daily actually.
Over stop signs?
It's parking spots. There's a person killed just the other day over a parking spot.
I mean, well, it's California, but
yeah.
I mean, but the reality is, if you have a bunch of uncontrolled intersections, and La Crosse is the perfect place to demonstrate that, we have an enormous amount of uncontrolled intersections. It is ridiculous. I've even lived in small towns in Wisconsin that did not have this many uncontrolled intersections.
Well, yeah, again, that's another argument for secession. The culture is different there than it is here.
Yeah.
Right. But we're still governed by the same body.
Yeah, which is a load of horse shit because there is no commonality in attitude between the average person in La Crosse and a coastie.
Yep.
No offense, but a coastie. Yeah. It's what we call you guys. You're coasties.
When the U.S. balkanizes, will you send me a high volume showerhead?
Yeah, and a high flush toilet, because we'll have those too. We have those now. They're readily available in Wisconsin. It's hilarious. Because people still go to Canada to smuggle them in. There was actually a point where Wisconsin banned yellow margarine. It's actually still on the books, but nobody enforces it anymore. They banned yellow margarine. Now, yellow margarine is disgusting, but margarine as a general rule is disgusting. But we actually made it illegal here to have yellow margarine. It had to be white because it wasn't butter. And so what people would do is go over the river to Minnesota and then buy margarine and this little yellow dye packet and then mix it in their margarine. So it was yellow like it was butter.
Oh, that's so bad.
Oh.
All right,
yeah.
let's get out of here, man.
Oh, yep, it's 10:10. So
Yeah.
we got to figure out how to cut these two chunks together as it is.
I'm just gonna upload them both and then download the audio and just throw them up on, because I can link them on Anchor, so I don't have to do the unification thing.
Okay, I keep trying to cut them together for the video purposes. The problem is that I have something going on with my computer, probably because of the feds, and have for some time, where it doesn't want to process for my video editing. And the entire reason I bought my gaming laptop was for video editing processes. And it ain't working real well.
Yeah, I just don't care.
Fun, you know.
I like it raw. I like it raw. I like it unedited.
Yeah.
I think I think it's more real.
Well, it is more real. So I think we should just upload these to YouTube as part 1 and part 2.
Part 2. That's what I'll do, and then rip the audio.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we'll do that. But anyway, plug wise, what are we doing?
Dirica's book.
Yes. I'm gonna drop things. Don't mind me. Buy Dirica's book.
Buy Dirica's book. Buy her crochet pattern. Bad Moon Hemp. Crystal's got some product out there. Message her, or message us, and we'll connect you with her.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. Her hemp beard oil will change your fucking life.
Yes. R.I.P. Jay Stark. I just want to throw that out there. The homie.
We lost a real one, boys.
Yep. FGC 9, the first fully homemade firearm, 3D printed firearm, with a homemade barrel, and
it's fantastic. It is a fantastic weapon, so I've been told.
Yes. So
it is excellent. Jay Stark, he was interviewed by Der Spiegel 3 years ago, I think. 3 years ago.
Like that, yeah, for Popular Front.
Yeah, he was he was amazing.
Hashtag fuck this dystopia.
Yeah, fuck this dystopia. I loved what he said about when the guy asked him, but aren't you, and so aren't you worried this is making it easier for people to kill each other, whatever? And he goes, well, but it's not about killing people. It's about protection. It's about defense. It's about stopping, your victimization by the people who are most likely to kill people. Yep. That is the government. Yeah, he was amazing.
Yep. He had a really good line in that one. Is quote, I have a responsibility to make sure everybody has the option to be able to get a gun.
Yep. And I know that there are fellow pew pew professionals that listen to this show. And I'm telling you guys right now, you are under a distinct responsibility to make sure that everybody gets guns, everybody around you knows how to use them. I'm working on that right now. I'm helping people who don't know, who've never owned a gun before, never really shot a gun before. I'm actually currently helping them obtain pistols, learn how to use them and things. And I'm doing that all for free because I think it's the best thing you should do.
Yep. Another good line. He says, we want people to have freedom of speech and the right to bear arms. If that's too politically extreme for you, fuck yourself.
Amen. Yeah. Yes. Stark was
he was a real one, boys.
Amazing dude. Yeah, and he According to the German police, he had a heart attack. Most of us don't believe that.
28 years old. Come on now.
Yeah, I don't think he had a heart attack. I think that you did something to him.
Yeah.
You did something to him, and we all know it. But it's exactly what we expect. It's probably going to be most of our fates. Let's be honest.
Hey, we've talked about that. I'm not dying an old man. I'm going to die in a raid over property taxes or something.
So. My ancestors are smiling fed. How are yours?
On that note, let's exit this game of Minecraft.
Amen. Yeah. Check out.
I'm just gonna call this episode #FedPosting.
Yeah. Pretty much. Check out thebeardstruggle.com. Use code InkedAnarchist15. You get 15% off of your really, really nice beard care stuff. They have new scents now, and even their older scents are fantastic. I highly recommend Odin's Virtue. It is so good in this time of year because it's apple cinnamon, man. You're gonna love it. So go for it. Your girl's gonna love it. It's gonna smell amazing. There's certain other scents that you can mix with it that make it smell even better. I'm not gonna go into those, but you can guess.
Yes. Pumpkin spice, all the things. Woo! White girl. Yeah. All right. You got anything else?
No, I think. Before I forget, next Monday, not this coming Monday, but next Monday, I will be recording for. Who will be recording for? I will be recording for somebody. Somebody's going to be interviewing me. I just got hit up for the Populous Voice. They have a new show called "You Might Be Offended."
Oh, that'll be a fun one.
And I will be getting interviewed next Monday, which is what day is that? October 18th. I will be getting interviewed for that show, specifically about my time as a PMC and my involvement with the OGA and things. I will probably be violating at least one NDA that I can't remember, but it's going to be an interesting episode, I'm sure. I don't know exactly what I'm going to get asked, but I am going to get interviewed for that, so definitely check that one out. Especially if you watched when I appeared on the Unity or Death. Yeah, Unity or Death's Magnus's live stream for End the Damn Wars. If you like that, check that one out because that one will be on there, and I'm going to be going even more in depth on some of the really horrific things not only your government is doing now, but that they've done in the past.
Yeah, we got to get back to the RCLP guys also.
Yes, we really need to do something with them. Hey guys, if you're listening, if you guys would hit us up and we really need to schedule that.
I talked to Oklahoma the other day. He hit me up. So
okay, well we got to do some stuff with them.
Redacted Caucus of Libertarian Party. Ooh, we're gonna get so Fed posty on that one.
Oh yes, it's gonna be great.
Some IRA comparisons.
Shagir-la, gentlemen.
Yep.
Yes, it'll be great.
If we make it that far. We'll catch you on the next one.
Peace. Hopefully we don't get black bagged.
Don't drone me, bro.